Ever feel like your home is closing in on you, even though you've cleaned it just yesterday? What if we told you that the secret to lasting calm isn't about buying more organizers or spending entire weekends tidying, but about following 5 simple Japanese principles that can transform your space and your mind in ways you never imagined? We've all been there, standing in the middle of our living room, surrounded by stuff we don't really need, feeling overwhelmed and wondering how it all piled up so quickly. You know what's interesting? While we're over here stressing about clutter, there's this whole philosophy in Japan that's been creating peaceful, harmonious homes for centuries. And the best part? It doesn't require you to become a minimalist monk or throw out everything you own. These Japanese decluttering rules are actually pretty gentle and surprisingly doable, even if you've never been great at keeping things tidy. Today, we're going to walk through 5 powerful principles that go way beyond just organizing your closet. These are the life-changing habits that bring instant peace the moment you start using them. The foundation, embracing empty space. So let's talk about something that might sound a bit unusual at first. In Japanese culture, there's this concept called and it's all about the beauty and power of empty space. Now, before you think this means your home needs to look like a blank white room with nothing in it, hear us out. Is really about giving things room to breathe. Think about the last time you walked into a room that just felt good. Chances are it wasn't crammed full of furniture and decorations. There was some breathing room, some space that let your eyes rest. Here's the thing that most of us get wrong about organizing. We think the goal is to find a place for everything, to maximize every inch of storage space. But that actually creates this hidden stress, because even when things are put away, we can feel the pressure of all that stuff behind closed doors. The Japanese approach is different. It says that empty space isn't wasted space, it's actually essential for peace of mind. When we embrace we're not just clearing physical clutter, we're creating mental clarity too. Try this out in one area of your home. Maybe it's your kitchen counter or your bedside table. Instead of filling every available spot, leave some surfaces completely clear. You'll notice something pretty amazing happens. That empty space becomes like a visual exhale for your brain. Every time you see it, there's this little moment of calm. And over time, you'll start craving more of that feeling in other areas of your life. Motana, the art of respecting your belongings. Now here's where things get really interesting. There's this Japanese word, Motana, that doesn't have a perfect English translation, but it's roughly about feeling regret over waste. But it goes deeper than just recycling your bottles or finishing your dinner. Motana is about having genuine respect for the things you own and the resources that went into making them. And weirdly enough, this actually helps you declutter. We know what you're thinking. Doesn't respecting your stuff mean keeping everything? Actually, it's the opposite. When you truly respect something, you don't let it sit unused in a drawer for 5 years. You don't keep clothes that don't fit or tools you never use. That's not respect, that's neglect. Real respect means either using things properly or passing them on to someone who will. It means being thoughtful about what you bring into your home in the first place. This mindset shift changes everything about how we approach decluttering. Instead of guilt-buying storage solutions for things we don't use, we start asking better questions. Does this item serve a real purpose in my life right now? Am I honoring this object by keeping it stuffed in a box, or would it be better loved somewhere else? When we start thinking this way, letting go becomes easier because we're not abandoning things, we're actually showing them more respect by finding them a better home. And moving forward, Motana helps us avoid accumulating clutter in the first place because we become more intentional about what deserves space in our lives. Danshari, the 3-step dance of decluttering. All right, let's get into something super practical. Danshari is probably the most action-oriented of these principles, and it breaks down into 3 simple steps that anyone can follow. The word itself combines 3 Japanese characters that mean refuse, dispose, and separate. But don't worry, it's way less complicated than it sounds. First up is refuse. This is about saying no to things before they even enter your home. We live in a world that's constantly trying to give us stuff, right? Free samples, promotional items, gifts we didn't really want, things on sale that seem too good to pass up. Danshari teaches us to pause and refuse what we don't actually need. And this isn't about being rude or ungrateful. It's about protecting your space and your peace. That free tote bag might seem harmless, but if you already have 10 tote bags at home, it's just future clutter. The second step is dispose, but not in a wasteful way. This is about thoughtfully letting go of things that no longer serve you. And here's something that might surprise you. According to research on consumer behavior, the average person uses only about 20% of what they own on a regular basis. That means 80% of our stuff is just sitting there, taking up space and mental energy. Danshari encourages us to be honest about what we're actually using and to let the rest go to people who will use it. The third step, separate, is about creating clear boundaries between what stays and what goes. This means not having this gray area of maybe I'll use it someday items. Things either have a clear purpose in your current life or they don't. When we get good at separating, decision-making becomes so much faster and less stressful. We're not constantly reconsidering the same items over and over.
Wabishabi, finding beauty in imperfection. Now, let's talk about something that can totally transform how you see your space. Wabishabi is this gorgeous Japanese philosophy about finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence. And it's incredibly freeing when it comes to decluttering because it releases us from the pressure of having everything look perfect. So many of us hold on to things because we think we need them to create this picture-perfect home we've seen on social media. We keep decorative items we don't even like because they match a certain aesthetic. We stress about every little thing being just right. But Wabishabi says that the worn wooden table with character is more beautiful than the brand new one. The handmade cup with slight irregularities tells a better story than the mass-produced, perfect one. When we embrace Wabishabi, we can let go of all the stuff we've been keeping for appearances. Those matching storage containers that we thought we needed, maybe we don't. That expensive vase we never use because we're afraid of breaking it, it can find a new home. This philosophy helps us keep only what we genuinely love and what tells our real story, not the story we think we should be telling. And here's the beautiful irony in all this. When we stop trying to make everything perfect and instead focus on what's meaningful and authentic, our spaces actually become more beautiful. They become uniquely ours, filled with things that matter rather than things that merely look good. Kanso, the power of simple living. Let's wrap this up with Kanso, which is all about simplicity and elimination of clutter. But Kanso isn't just about having less stuff. It's about creating an environment where everything has meaning and purpose. It's about stripping away the excess until what remains is clear, functional, and brings you joy. Think about how much time and energy we spend managing our stuff, looking for things we can't find, cleaning around items we never use, organizing and reorganizing the same cluttered spaces. Research shows that we spend roughly 2.5 days per year just looking for misplaced items. That's wild when you think about it. Kanso offers us freedom from all that wasted time and mental energy. The practice of Kanso asks us to simplify, ruthlessly but thoughtfully. Start with one category, like your wardrobe or your kitchen gadgets. Look at each item and ask yourself if it's truly necessary or if it's just adding complexity to your life. You'll probably find that you can do most of your cooking with a handful of good tools rather than drawers full of specialized gadgets. You'll discover that a smaller wardrobe of clothes you actually wear feels way better than a stuffed closet full of maybes. So there you have it, 5 Japanese principles that can genuinely transform your relationship with your space and bring real peace into your daily life. The beauty of these rules is that they work together. When you embrace empty space through Ma, respect your belongings with Motana, practice the 3 steps of Danshari, accept imperfection through Wabishabi, and simplify with Kanso, something shifts. Your home stops feeling like a source of stress and starts becoming a true sanctuary. And the best part? You don't have to do everything at once. Pick one principle that resonates with you most and start there. Maybe this week you'll focus on creating some empty space on your counters. Maybe you'll practice refusing things you don't need. Small steps lead to big changes, and before you know it, you'll find yourself living with more peace, more clarity, and more breathing room than you ever thought possible. Trust us, your future self will thank you.